I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Guys, welcome back to Oops the Podcast. Hope you enjoyed the last episode as much as we did. We have so much more to cover about some related topics. I'm here with Francis, the man of the hour.
Oh, too kind.
How you
too
doing?
Generous.
How you doing, man?
I'm well. Things are, I'm becoming used to this engaged life. I got to tell you, that right after it happens, you get these engagement boners.
Really?
They are powerful.
Dude, so no, like I remember
A diamond cutting boners.
dude,
yeah.
2001 Wimbledon, Goran Ivanisevic finally won. And I'll never forget this match. Like, do you remember this match?
I think so. He was really tall, big serve.
Big serve. He'd made it to Wimbledon finals 3 previous times in the 90s, lost to Agassi twice and Sampras once, or maybe Sampras twice, Agassi once, whatever.
Did he beat Leighton Hewitt?
No. So this is what happened. So he got to the finals of Wimbledon as a wild card, dude, because his ranking, he just like hadn't been playing much and just like beats everybody, gets to the finals, beats Patrick Rafter 9-7 in the 5th, wins Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. And there was a moment where he ran up to the box to hug his family and he stood on the thing and he put his arms up and he just had the fattest boner. And I imagine it's some like similar, and I'm like, Jesus, like, and I just this moment of triumph just leads you to just have a fat fucking bone.
Or he's just really into his family. But yeah.
Was it the similar kind of thing?
Dude, you wake up. I woke up the next day with, the most pronounced boner of all my life. And I mean, they were frequent. They were in and out. So we made use of it, fortunately. And those engagement boners, now they're sort of subsiding back more towards like, normal real life sort of. But for a couple days, you get that platinum unit, and it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, gotta be careful. Don't want to be around kids or anything. So, that was fun, and engaged life is has its pluses for sure.
Dude, it's great. So I want to talk about this ice luge again for a second. So
yeah, the 70s themed birthday party.
I very quickly got in the zone at this party. I hit the bar hard.
You did.
There was a bartender, which was awesome, but like I tried all the signature cocktails. I had a bunch of them. I hit the ice luge hard.
What was the signature cocktail that stood out to you?
So one of them was the Honeydeuce.
The Honeydeuce,
which if you've ever been to the U.S. Open, is the U.S. Open signature cocktail. It is tequila, raspberry lemonade, 3 balls of honeydew on a skewer, and I think a splash of maybe Sprite or something.
Chambord.
Oh, sorry, Chambord, to give it a nice color. Mm-hmm. And I actually took a liberty with it and had them make it with tequila.
Ooh.
Which ended up being fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I had never had that before. So anyway, that was great. You had the spicy marg on the menu.
Yep.
And there was another one, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Honestly, I didn't really drink all that much. I picked it up. I was really only drinking ice luges.
So dude, I probably
Coach
took like
luges.
4, 5, 6 ice luges I was rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
At one point I became the guy manning the ice luge station for the others.
Yeah.
And
you're the water park attendant.
Yes.
Wait.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the word is out now, so that at future events, when it is my turn to man the station, people will know only to play if they're ready to play.
Play for keeps.
For keeps. So I felt bad because I was I was pouring I was doing what I do, dude. Mm-hmm. Pouring fat luges for people.
Were you in a frat, by the way?
No, I was not.
See, you were making up for lost time.
I was.
Yeah, you were straight up hazing party guests.
So I asked one of our good friends. I say our good friends now. This is one of my favorite pals who
Julio has just taken all of my friends.
No,
they signed up together.
I really like a lot of Francis' friends.
You are in the group. You are part of the squad.
I appreciate it. I feel comfortable in the crew. So anyway, he's getting married soon. His bride to be, his wife elect, was like, "Should I do an ice luge?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, step up." And I just went too hard and I felt bad. She wasn't expecting it. And it was fine. But then later I was like, listen, I like walked up to a group of them when they're sitting there. I was like, I would like you to know I poured too heavy on the luge.
Yeah, good.
And I apologize.
Good. Well, it hits so smooth because you pour it and then it cools across the ice until it gets to your mouth, and it doesn't all come at once. It sort of flows in.
Yeah.
So, it's a nice way to take a shot, interestingly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, when Julio pours you 3 shots of 1942, it's like, I'm wasted.
There's $78 at a bar.
That's right. That's right. And dude, your cousins, I fucking crushed.
Oh, they were great.
Your entire family, I got hammered with the ice luge.
Yeah, they were feeling it.
They were loving it. I was like, get up here and just fucking rock and roll. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
The ice luge was a great
Okay.
addition.
So, the party, I guess, I don't know, we started it at 4 and then it really was rocking and rolling at 5. And it was a full-blown dance party from 5 till 8:30. I mean, someone said, and it might have been you, that someone looked up and at one point, 100% of the people at this party were moving to the music in some way.
I didn't say that.
And maybe not everyone was full-blown dancing, but people were like doing something. You just couldn't resist. And people got banged up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So tell me about that, because I didn't notice, because
you were banged up.
I know, but I was having fun.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You can handle it.
I was dancing. I was having a good time.
When I really noticed it was when we turned, the DJ wrapped things up and shut his stuff down at like 8:39. Then we probably hung out on the roof for another like half hour, and then people moved inside, whoever was left, and there was at least half the party left. There was still a critical mass of at least 20 people. And when we came inside and all of a sudden it was more confined space, quieter, we're just playing music from a speaker now. That's when I looked around and thought, whoa, some of these people are fucked up. Like, there's not a sensible head among us here. And I was pretty banged up, but I'm able to sort of cut through my fog and still take stock. And I was like, I haven't seen such, in the same way that the dancing thing, I haven't seen a group of people where everyone was at this level. Like, everyone was on the same level at 9:30, 10 o'clock, at a party. And we were all super banged up, and it was so fun.
It was really fun.
And then a friend of ours ordered 9 pizzas.
They got there as everyone was leaving.
It took forever to leave. In the space of time it took them to get there, a bunch of people left. So when they arrived, there was way too much pizza. And then we had the unenviable task of trying to clean up a little bit. And this is what led to one of the funniest moments of the whole weekend, where you guys were so nice. Chris, amazing. We, by this point, it came down to you, Hillary, and Chris. I think you guys were the last 3 people to leave the whole party.
Even the tall couple? I thought the tall couple was there.
No,
left.
I think it was the 3 of you guys were the last ones, and the only ones who. No, actually, my friend Matt and Molly, they were pretty good about cleaning up too. Some people did a little bit, but it was a party where everyone got so fucked up that nobody really wanted to clean, I
don't think that it's I don't think they didn't want to. They just didn't even think of it.
It's not expected.
Yeah.
I don't expect it. When people do, I really appreciate it. And especially since this was a party that went on a long time, a lot was consumed, and people were really banged up. So they were like leaving shit everywhere, Open a White Claw, take 1 sip, put it down, and move somewhere else.
That's rough.
The amount of like 98% full drinks that I poured out just broke my heart. I mean, there are sober children in Africa, and it's like, think of them, So
the other thing, I think that if you leave at an early enough time, you don't have to worry about cleaning up.
You're absolved. Yeah, you got to wait till the party's over.
Yeah,
but it did occur to me as the party ended, like, our apartment is in shambles. It was the most disorderly I've ever seen our place.
Did you guys get a complaint or anything?
No.
Did you have to like P. Diddy the neighbors?
I did a little, but I think we have two things going for us. One is the outside music shut down at 8:30, which is a totally reasonable time on a Saturday.
Yeah,
That's a daytime party. It's fine. We never really throw big parties up there.
Yeah.
And secondly, our building is made a lot of concrete.
Yeah.
Which I think does a pretty good job of keeping the noise away from one apartment to the next.
Interesting. Yeah, because in the P. Diddy reference, for anybody who does, I think when he throws like a party in the Hamptons, he invites everyone on the street so that they don't like get mad about the noise and shit.
Interesting.
But interesting. Okay.
Okay, so we're cleaning up. You guys are helping, thank God. We go up to the roof, and you and Hillary and Matt and Molly were already up there cleaning up. And before this, I think you had asked me, do you care at this point about separating recycling from trash? And I said, you know what? Like, do your best. I kind of do.
I think Hillary asked you that.
Or maybe Hillary asked me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, you get to a point where you're cleaning up and it's just like, let's just give up. Let's just throw everything away. And I couldn't accept it. So you guys are up on the roof cleaning things up. I come upstairs. And as I walk through the door, I hear Hillary say, shh, stop saying that, he's coming. Or like, shh, stop.
I don't think I was
about
up
it.
there for that.
I think you were.
I don't think I was.
She said, shh, stop, he's coming. As I walked through the door, and I heard her say it. And instantly, you guys all like scrambled to change the subject or come up with a new topic. And so,
Dude, I'm like almost positive I wasn't up there.
This
She told me the story and I wasn't there.
This is a fascinating thing.
But it is funny.
Because I'm incredibly neurotic and self-conscious in a lot of ways. And instantly I go from having the greatest day of my life to, oh no, 4 of my best friends have an issue with me. I walked in on them talking about it, and I don't know what it is. There is 0 chance I can go to bed tonight without finding out. So
fuck, I wish she told me this story in specific detail, and
yeah,
I wish.
So I have the
I
rest of
remembered
it.
No, because hers is different. Her side of the story is different.
So, but she
continue.
told me that.
No, I know.
At
So
least
keep going.
Yeah. So, we're cleaning up. My heart. I am feeling the prickle of having walked in on people talking about you behind your back, and thinking, that it's. My mind's like, okay, what is it? Do they think the ring sucks? Do they dislike something about the party? What have I done? What is it about me that they don't like?
Oh my God.
And finally I sat down, Hillary's near me, and I said, hey, I'm so sorry to bring this up, but I couldn't help but overhear as I walked upstairs, you saying that, what is it? What have I done? Like, what is the issue? And I tried to present it in a nice way because I didn't want to make her feel really uncomfortable, but I also needed to know, unfortunately. And she said, it's nothing. It's really nothing. It was about, someone said, does Francis really care if we separate the recycling from the trash? And then you walked up and I said, shh, he's coming. Don't talk about it. And I went, thank God. Thank God. Oh my God. I thought it was, I can't believe they're engaged. He doesn't really respect her as much as we wish he did. Or like, the places your brain goes inventing what it could be that people are talking shit about. And even if that were not true, what Hillary told me it was, I don't care.
So, dude, she told me this story And I didn't think that you were going to tell this story. I thought that I was going to be the one telling this story on the pod.
Because I would have forgotten.
Because you would either you would have forgotten or it didn't matter enough.
It went from my night is ruined. My night is legitimately. I kept telling myself, don't let this ruin your night. Don't let this be the thing that ruins your night. And then I could not get away from it.
So the way that this was presented to me was that it was literally being discussed. It wasn't like, I think somebody literally, like, does he actually care? Like, you know what I mean? Like matter of fact, being like, does he actually care about the recycling or something?
No, but
not like, oh, does he actually care about the recycling?
Whatever.
Yeah, I was not up there for this.
Okay.
I was downstairs.
Whatever it was, that topic does not offend me. It doesn't bother me. If people had even been like, I can't believe Fran is such so annoying about the recycling, that wouldn't bother me. Mm-hmm. None of those things that is so minor. And yeah, I am weird and OCD about recycling, and I get that. It's something that unfortunately I care about. But that compared to what I was assuming it was, what I was inventing in my brain,
much better.
was so safe. Was so safe. So I was so relieved, and that was a funny moment. Poor Hillary being caught in the middle there and having to explain it to me.
The crossfire, dude. That's really funny. Well, dude, it's it's a good thing you're in therapy, dude.
That's it. These are the things I'm working on. They are.
These are the things we're working on, improving ourselves so we can lead better lives. We at Oops the Podcast recommend therapy if you've never given it a shot. I find that like a surprising amount of people that I know have never tried.
Really?
And there's a mixture of people who either think that they don't need it or they don't believe in it, or people who are just like, I just never thought to. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, even if you think everything's completely fine, that may be true, but there's still value in hitting the shrink.
Exactly.
And that's why Talkspace is amazing. It's a all digital therapy service where you can, pick from many different therapists and find the right person for you, and 24/7 messaging, completely secure, and you can literally do it from your phone or any device, tablet, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's a really nice way to kind of take a crash course in therapy. So check it out. Join Talkspace today. Start moving forward with a single message. Just visit Talkspace.com. Get $100 off your first month when you use promo code OOPS at sign up. It's $100 off at Talkspace.com. Promo code OOPS. What's up?
Have you ever gotten a hug from Chris?
I think so. Maybe not.
Twice in my life.
What?
Chris. I've been with Chris in an intimate moment, in a moment of feeling and gravitas. And once was when we were discussing. Once was when we were up on the roof. I think maybe we'd smoked some weed or something, and we were discussing, just how far we've come with the podcast, how much has changed since we started, how much Chris has changed, and he said, "Can I give you a hug?" And it was one of the best hugs of my life. And he's an incredible hugger, and he asks for it. And he did it again on the night that I got engaged. And it was out in the hall. I was taking a bag of trash to the trash chute, and he was with me, and he said, "Can I give you a hug?" And we had this hug, and it was profound. It was so embracing. I could feel how proud he was of me and how happy he was to be part of this moment, to share this with me. If you've never had a hug from Chris, you could charge for that shit. That's the best hug I have ever had in my life.
Hug. Sponsored by Chris Hugs. Use promo code OOPS.
You got to make sure. Have you given him one of those?
I don't know. Maybe.
It doesn't sound like it. Just another example
Racking
of you
up
and me.
Intimacy points.
Kind of building the gap between our connection and your connection.
2022 is the year of Chris and Francis.
That's the year. Yeah, exactly.
That's really funny.
2021 was the year of Julio and Chris, and this next year is ours.
Next year's a big year for you guys. Dude, you said something that was very destabilizing earlier in this episode, where I was like, dude, I was feeling good. You're like, you were. Oh, you were.
Oh.
What did I do? Did I do anything?
No.
You don't have to.
No, but you didn't do anything. It was just, I could tell from your eyes. They had a glaze that that a lot of people did, but like, I don't know. Remember the picture of us in my old backyard?
Yes, that's a good one.
How I look in that picture.
Lime shard tequila.
Yeah, how I look in that picture is a little bit how you looked late on Saturday night.
Dude, if you have some examples that you're thinking of, but you don't want to embarrass me, you can say them.
No, that was. I remember. I have an image in my head where I looked around the party. You were on a stool at the counter, sitting talking to Hillary, and I remember thinking, Julio's fucked up. And that's it.
Okay.
That's all it is. Because you are somebody, I think, like me, who holds their liquor well.
I think so.
And can present an incredibly level, not sloppy, not slurring your speech. You're not all over the place. You have control of your limbs and your body and your thoughts. And yet, if you know you well enough, you can read it on your face. And I don't see it often, which is why on that particular night, that's why I said that. But it's nothing.
Okay.
You should be. You should have been.
It was fun.
I was pretty fucked up.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Well, dude, so it's funny. Francis,
but you are sensitive to that.
Who isn't?
But it's not as if I was like, man, you were fucked up. Behind that, I mean,
dude, you said you were
gone. You were gone.
No, but I didn't feel gone. So it's interesting to hear. Like, of course, I was fucking.
Well, I think
like I was at that point in the party. Tell me if you relate to this. Where when I'm in the bathroom alone, I'm like saying shit in the mirror. That's insane. That's where I was at, dude.
I wish I didn't know exactly what you mean, but I have had full-blown conversations with myself. I have gone into a bathroom at a party, super fucked up, looked at myself and gone, what the fuck is the matter with you? I have criticized me and been like, what are you doing with your life? I've had that conversation. It's not usually like, man, you're looking good, you know? Is it usually a positive one for you?
So mine are all sorts of things. It could be something like that, or it can just be me doing some like, just like making some like stupid face, and then immediately being like, dude, if anyone ever saw that, you would have to immediately kill yourself. So that was definitely happening.
Sometimes I talk in a British accent.
Dude.
I do that.
Talking into the mirror moments.
I'll be like, mate, you're so fucking fucked at this moment.
Dude, that's
if you saw yourself tomorrow, you'd be ashamed. I do that. I do all kinds of goofy shit.
A lot of goofy shit happens.
Yeah.
And if you were to like put a hidden camera in someone's bathroom like that, you would find some wild shit.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Dude, that is hysterical.
That made me laugh. So Francis was passing out microdoses at the party.
Yeah.
And you know, I've taken my fair share of those, and I'm very confident about my ability to handle them when I'm
mushrooms,
drinking.
by the way.
Yeah, sorry, of mushrooms. While I'm drinking or whatever, it's just not a big deal. It doesn't change the night up that much typically. Now, I don't know if these are just a little stronger or if I ate a couple too many cubes, but I remember at one point I was like, whoa, the lights are like fucking. And then I like look at my text messages and they aren't moving, but they have a glow. They have an extra glow. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And then I just started overthinking things, like random interactions that happened. Like one of Sierra's friends was coming out of the bathroom when I was going into the bathroom, and we kind of like jumped and were startled at each other. And then I just went to the bathroom. And then when I came out of the bathroom, she was like, oh, like when I came out of the bathroom, there was somebody waiting for the bathroom. And like we were, and I was like, was I weird? Like, so I started thinking, you know, like I definitely had a couple of those moments. Mm-hmm. But all in all, it is nice too, though, because it sobers you up a bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you kind of get that like clear thinking.
I find that I just don't need to. I don't want to drink. I don't even realize that I'm like, oh, I haven't had a drink in an hour.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I could definitely continue. But dude, so the fuck, I forget what I was gonna say. But yeah, I definitely continue, and I felt, for the most part, like sometimes if they're a little too strong, a lot of people can be a problem for me, which I think is common. And I sort of at one point started to feel that.
Okay.
But like as the party was winding down a bit and like it was really, really solid experience. But I remember thinking, oh wow, I took more of these than I thought.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I went big.
I'm always impressed by I will never underestimate Francis's dosing ever again. I remember one time I handed you an edible and I was like, go easy on that. And you literally looked at me, you're like, dude, are you serious? Like you're talking to fucking
Thanks, Mom. Yeah.
yeah, dude, literally.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't know who you're talking to, dude.
No, I appreciate that. These chocolate mushrooms have become quite in vogue in New York. I think they're probably
In general,
everywhere. It's probably the next frontier. Like if you were an enterprising business person, you would build out the infrastructure to become a psilocybin dispensary,
Right.
such that the day the law changed in your state, you
You'd be
had
ready to
everything
rock.
in place
Totally.
to go. But it's great. I'm a big fan. I don't do it all that often, probably like once a month or once every couple months or whatever. But
It's great.
every time I do it, I just have a great time. And I was dancing my face off. I did not want to stop dancing. Especially, I was wearing my 70s outfit, which were these high-waisted pants, this ridiculous shirt.
Yeah.
And
good
I just
outfits.
felt like straight out of Saturday Night Fever, you know?
I could not stop dancing.
Could not stop dancing.
I was the guy dancing when everyone was standing still in a circle of people talking.
Yeah.
I was like, I danced for like 3 hours straight.
It made me feel way more
It was really fun.
comfortable to keep dancing. So yeah, it was an amazing night. I have some other, we can pivot a little. I have some other things.
I want to have a couple more things about
Oh,
the party
please.
that are
Yeah,
funny.
okay.
So dude, so the pizzas took a really long time
Mhm.
to come. One of our pals, your
Yeah.
pal, who is my pal as well now.
Yeah, your pal.
Our pal, your pal, your pal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he ordered a bunch of pizzas. They came, I guess, kind of late,
Super late.
and they eventually end up arriving. So, dude, one of your other friends told me this. Our friends, your friend, whatever. As he was walking out of the building, the pizzas arrived, and he's like, "Dude, it would have been the most fucked up prank ever to the other friend who's still in the apartment waiting for the pizzas if I just took them." He would have never figured it out.
Yeah.
And we talked about this the next day because Francis's one of Francis's other buddies, who we talk about a lot on the podcast, very successful guy, he invited me to his party. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice gesture. And he even said it in a way. He's like, dude, he's like, you're cool. He's like, I was like, okay. I like,
Yeah,
cool.
Julio got invited to a football house party the day after our party that I didn't even end up going to.
So this is the best part about it. When he invited me, I was like, dude, don't tell Francis. It'll be funny when I show up unannounced. And he's like, all right, I won't. So then I show up and he's like, dude, I don't even think Francis is here, dude. And he may not be coming. So now I'm just kind of like figuring it out. You know what I mean? Like not having Francis as like my guy who I can just stand next to without talking.
Yeah.
There kind of made it be like, okay, like you got to be on your fucking game.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm obviously hungover from the night before. Dude, I end up having like 4 White Claws, 3 drinks, another ice luge.
Yep.
The first time I've ever taken back-to-back ice luges in my entire life.
He had one too.
And
He's the one who turned us on to ice luges.
he's the ice luge master.
Yeah, because he found a guy years ago who's called the luge doctor. And he every time he has a party, he has an ice luge.
The luge
And that's why I was like, I gotta get one in the likeness of Kojai for our party. And at that time, I didn't know that he was gonna have this football party the next day, also with an ice luge.
Dude, there were so many hilarious pivotal gambling moments that occurred.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Dude, that record-breaking field
Yeah,
goal
66-yard field
made
goal.
everybody cover their spread.
Right.
So everybody lost their minds. There was like somebody had a 20-something or like, I don't know the specific amount of money, but an insane amount of money
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah.
And dude, it was hilarious. I was like, this is so fun.
So,
and funny.
so Julio is now just going to my friends' parties without me. Is really what it boils down to, and that's fine. I'm fine. I was.
But that was a special occasion. I thought like you.
Yeah.
Normally, I would never go to that without texting you.
No.
I was like, this would just be funny.
In fact, it makes me happy. It makes me happy. Because I like introducing great people to other great people.
And you know, there is some risk involved sometimes with kind of commingling comedians with non-comedian friends in certain circles that can go poorly.
You can swing both ways. So you can hang with comedians as a comedian, but you can also leave the comedy at the door and be a great social fun guy.
And this might be difficult, like
A lot of comedians can't.
Sorry.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah. Because this might not be that relatable but there's certain circles, like, I don't know, especially feels like here, like if there's a group of people who doesn't care that much about comedy, like some people will be like, oh, you're a comedian. That's so cool. Other people are not.
Right.
And I think that your friends are cool. And of course they think comedy's cool, but they're not like that blown away by the idea of comedy.
No, they don't. They don't want to hear stories about comedy.
They
all
don't
the time.
need, exactly. There's there's a conversation. It's not you getting to perform for people.
Yeah.
And I feel like
that's a really good point.
That can make it difficult, potentially with your group of friends, to bring comedians into the mix. So
yeah, because all comedians, a lot of comedians, the only thing that they can talk about is comedy
and themselves,
and they're used to having complete attention on them.
Yes.
When you're in a comedy club, you're the only person speaking.
Correct.
And you get used to that. And you also think no matter what, in any group of people, you are the most interesting person by virtue of the fact that you're a comedian. And I understand that sounds incredibly narcissistic, but that is reinforced often by the reactions of other people. Yeah. Who, when you try to then ask them about themselves, they'll say, oh, I have a really boring job. I don't do anything like what you do, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
You know, so I was thrilled to hear that. The reason that we did not go is because, one, we had to spend a lot of the day cleaning up the apartment. But two, you know, it was our first day being engaged.
Dude, totally.
And we kind of wanted to just spend it together.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
Which we did, and I was really glad that we did that.
What'd you do? Did you order in?
Dude, I needed a breather.
Yeah.
I had not had a second to breathe since I left for Texas.
Yeah.
And it had just been an absolute sprint for 5 straight days. So I just really took it easy. We cleaned up in the morning, got the apartment into decent shape, and then I think we watched TV, watched a movie, ordered some food,
Solid.
you know, all that kind of nice, easy stuff.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we went on a bike ride and went to brunch. That was nice too.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I ate an outrageous amount of pizza from Friday until Sunday night.
Ooh.
Which was just like, and I'm not upset about it, but it's just, I don't understand how that ended up being the way that the cookie crumbled. Like, I had pizza. We ordered a pizza Friday night, late. Ate the pizza. Woke up in the morning, ate pizza for breakfast.
Oof.
Then came here, ate pizza. Went to bed, went Sunday to the football party, ate more pizza.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, dude, I am just fucking pizzaed out, dude.
I've
had enough pizza for a lifetime.
I would have a panic attack.
You would?
If the only food available to me for 3 straight days was pizza, I don't even know what would happen to me.
It wasn't ideal, but like, it's all.
But people know that about me.
I know.
And so they will help me.
They'll go forage.
They'll find a salad
find berries
for me to eat.
for you,
Yeah. We need something for Fran. He's 3 pizzas deep.
But it is true, man. I mean, I remember Monday, I was pretty foggy, and I had our pal Maddie Smith said something really funny. When I was walking with her between comedy clubs one night, and she was like, we were talking about the idea of like, some days thinking really hurts. And she goes, that's when you got to do admin work. That's funny. She's
That's
like,
great.
You know, like whatever, like stuff that you can, that's like busy work that doesn't require like thinking of a joke or thinking, you know what I mean? So I had those kind of things to do. So I powered through Monday and like I got my shit done. But then like I ate really healthy Monday, and I remember waking up Tuesday after having not drank Monday night and being like, man, I forgot how well my brain works when I don't drink the night before. Because it's been so many consecutive days of drinking.
Yeah. No, it's when you finally do get that breather and you treat yourself to a day of clean eating and no drinking and no whatever, and maybe you exercise, then you feel like a god.
Dude, totally.
And then the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, my life is back on track. That's all it took. You know?
Yeah.
And then that next night you're like, well, I took one day off, so now it's time to order pasta again.
It's really hard to talk yourself out of feelings. Like the way you feel when you've had a big weekend and now Monday's coming, and like it's so hard to be like, I know you feel like this, but this is not real. You're gonna get through this.
Yeah, it's Sunday
gonna be
scaries.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
I bet you can guess what I started my day off with.
Oh, this is a good way to set yourself back on track. Absolutely.
It sure is.
Right the ship, so to speak.
Fibrous.
Oh, magic spoon. That isn't what I thought.
What do you think I was?
Be.
Oh, that's really funny.
I thought it'd be broken roasting.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
That's really fucking funny. Dude, that's really, really good. That is really
How did
fucking
you
funny.
get your week back on track, Julio?
So first, Magic Spoon, baby.
Yeah.
As you guys know, our favorite healthy, delicious cereal, and a nice way to kind of have your favorite cereal flavors, but an adult version that's healthier and doesn't make you feel like shit about yourself. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, only 140 calories per serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb. We can make a song out of that at this point. Build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter,
Tell me about the
blueberry,
maple walnut.
cinnamon,
I want to hear about the
cookies
maple
and cream, and
walnut.
maple waffle.
Waffle.
The last two, cookies and cream and maple waffle, have now been made into permanent
Permanent.
flavors.
Sticking around.
We love them all. Go to magicspoon.com/oops to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code OOPS at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon's so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/oops. Promo code OOPS, $5 off.
You want to hear something crazy?
Mm-hmm.
What our promo code should be for that. I think I have this right. No, I don't. Never mind. Oops backwards is almost spoon.
Oh, that's crazy.
So we'd have to do it noops spoon, and then that would be a palindrome.
Oh, that's
But
crazy.
it's close.
That's very close.
OOPSSPOO. Yeah.
Spoo.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Dude, speaking of exercise,
Yes.
I did my
exercise.
favorite workout class today. It's
Which
called
one?
Cardio Sculpt.
Oh.
It's become my favorite class. It's sort of like aerobic with like HIIT
Sounds like hell.
kind of workout. It's hard and it's great, and it's like female dominated, which can be
That's how you know it's good.
yeah, I feel like that's potentially true.
Yeah.
Those
That
girl
women do more
classes,
research
quote, unquote,
on what will
are
make
just
them
sneaky.
look more toned.
Yeah, and dude, the women in the class are all like very rhythmic. They're all in great shape. It's like it's a fun place to be. And today there's actually a couple of guys in it, which was a buzzkill. I liked being with the girls.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
me and the gals. And dude, I realized that the instructor, I have a girl crush on the instructor. Does that make sense? You
So
know
it's a guy.
when, no, when girls say I have a girl crush on her,
Yeah.
they don't mean that in like a sexual way.
Right.
But they're just like, I have a girl crush on her. I just think she's great. I feel that way towards this instructor.
Ah.
She just, the way she fucking moves in that class, dude, I'm just like, God, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. Like, I wish I had her body, even though it's a woman's body.
I wish I had her body.
It just makes no sense. Like, I
get
don't
it.
actually.
No, I get it. I get it.
So I said to Hillary today, I'm like, she's my spirit animal. She goes, you're not using that term properly. I was like, I'm not. So then she kind of explained to me spirit animal. And then I was like, okay,
I've
fine.
never really understood spirit animal either.
I guess it means you want to be them or something, which wouldn't make sense. But like, I'm saying that in like an abstract way. So maybe it doesn't. And I was like, all right, fine. She's my inspiration. And then she kind of like didn't know what to make of that. And then we just moved on. But I really enjoyed the class.
She's my inspiration.
Dude, she's amazing. This girl, she really just rocks and rolls. She is just, dude, the way she fucking puts the class together too, so much effort. She just fucking kills it. It's
Nice.
amazing.
Nice one. I mean, it's amazing. You connect with these instructors
Yeah.
and they make you feel so good at the end. Do you feel gratitude towards
Yeah.
them?
Dude, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, actually, I have an interesting question that kind of follows with what you just said. And that is, have you ever worn women's clothing non-ironically or non-comedically?
So I think so. And it was at a time where I was like super fucking skinny. And I feel like if you're not, it's hard to pull that look off. The like Harry Styles, young thug, androgynous, I wear women's clothes, I look fucking awesome in them look. I'm too like curvy now to pull that off, dude. I need to lose some weight if I was going to pull the andro look off.
Interesting. So you were buying actual garments of women's clothing for fashion.
It was more of like whoever I was dating at the time. And, you know, the people who come to mind were people who had like cool shit, like cool items. And then they'd be like, put this on, and we'd laugh. And then they'd be like, wait, that actually looks sick. And then I would just wear it. It wouldn't be a dress. It would be kind of maybe something that was more unisex leaning, but for a woman, if that makes sense. But like, dude, I think you're like too jacked to do it.
Oh no, I wouldn't do it now.
I'm not suggesting that you were saying you were going to, but
no, I was thinking about how when I was like 7 years old, I snuck into my sister's closet one day and
you're talking about it like that?
Put on a pair of her underwear.
What?
Yeah, but I put it on and I was like, I don't like this.
Well, that's okay. This is a completely different question.
Well, that was the question.
Oh, sorry, dude. I thought you meant as an adult.
Your answer was good.
Okay, thanks.
Our questions can be taken and
They can be interpreted
as you'd like.
I like that. Okay, so my cousins used to dress me up as a girl and put me in heels and a dress. At one time, I fell down the stairs.
How old were you?
I must have been 8.
Yeah, okay, so that is old enough to be aware of how it feels. You know what I mean?
To like feel good being dressed like a lady.
I guess the reason that I'm asking this, I watched the Caitlyn Jenner
yeah.
Untold. The
I haven't
Bruce
watched it
Jenner,
yet. It's
Caitlyn
good?
Jenner Untold on Netflix.
I haven't watched that one or the boxing
Spectacular.
one. They're both really good.
I watched the boxing one too.
Amazing.
Scary.
Really?
Really scary. She was in a really bad situation.
Ugh.
But okay. So Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner.
Formerly.
Well, actually, I don't even think Caitlyn Jenner has a problem with you referring to Bruce Jenner, because she says, Bruce was a person.
Right.
It's just a different person.
Yes.
And she lived as Bruce for a lot of her life.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce won the gold medals.
That's how it's presented?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bruce did that. That was his accomplishment.
That's cool.
But Bruce in his youth was trying on women's clothing and would sneak into his mom's closet and put it on when the family was out, and it would make him feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, I remember doing that when I was a very young boy, but I remember not thinking, I remember thinking, I don't like this. This doesn't work for me. I don't like this. I was just kind of curious.
I'm surprised that you were so judgmental about the experience.
Not even judgmental, just it didn't make me feel comfortable. I felt very uncomfortable.
You felt weird. Okay.
I felt weird, and I guess maybe I thought it wouldn't be that way, but it was.
Okay. You're like, let me try this out.
Well, I was like, man, women's underwear is so different from the boxer shorts that I wear. I wonder what that's like.
So you were already wearing boxer shorts at that age?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I switched to them when I started to get around 6th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah, maybe. What did you wear before that?
Tidy whities, dude.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was wearing. But either way, whatever my sister had was totally different, you know?
Yeah, because like I didn't have a kind of similar aged girl around. You know what I mean? Like if I were to have been trying anybody else's underwear, it would have been too weird.
I see what you mean.
Like my cousin, it would have been weird. And and the other possibilities are too weird to even talk about.
A girlfriend's?
No, like when I'm a kid, I mean, like.
Yeah.
And I guess, girlfriends would be fucking weird. Jeez, dude.
Imagine if your girlfriend.
Dude, so it's funny. I started doing a joke about this. And it's a thing that has actually happened, which is pretty funny. So in the joke, I kind of talk about how the problems that I've had living with my girlfriend are not things that I expected. And one of them being we share laundry now, and her underwear gets stuck in my clothes. So, and I don't even realize it sometimes. And there's been times where I've been like walking down the street and a pair of her underwear fall out of my shorts. And now, dude, to onlookers, it looks like they just discovered my like deep, dark secret. But then if I were to like try to explain it, you just sound like you're lying.
Right.
I'm like, oh, these are my girlfriends. So we show. And then I don't know, like, but dude, it's a thing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And the idea of like trying on your fucking girlfriend's underwear, it's so weird, dude.
Yeah, that
That
is
would be
weird.
so fucking
Well, it's too skimpy now. You know?
Yeah, you're just
I
putting
think
your
our girlfriends
girlfriend's
probably
thong.
wears too skimpy. The underwear is too skimpy. You can't wear a thong. You know? What's that gonna do?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not gonna hold anything together. But my 11-year-old sister's underwear was
Right.
supportive enough
Yes.
for me to think, well, I wonder if that works. Will I like that better than what I'm wearing? And the answer was no. Again, keep in mind, I'm straight. I ain't weird. I'm just kidding. Nothing wrong with that. If people are into that, whatever. But I like the idea of
let you go
admitting,
on
of
that.
having the self-confidence to admit that I tried on women's clothing, and then yet doubling back on it and being like, that's not weird. I'm not weird.
Yeah. And you immediately specified when you said it, like in the sentence, I realized I didn't like it
Yeah. That's right.
when
Yeah.
presenting it.
Beer, trucks.
That's funny, dude.
I like my trucks.
Dude, you know what I like?
What do you like, Julio?
My Brooklyn Roasting Company coffee.
Yeah, you do like that, don't
I sure
you?
do. It's fucking delicious.
I think we need to get you some more.
I do need more, and you want to know
Okay.
why? Because the last one that we have actually has almonds in it, so we can't have it.
Oh gosh.
I know. So I actually need to re-up.
Okay, we'll get you some more.
Yeah, thank you. But dude, yeah, we'll get that. Very excited. But the only nut item that I've ever had in my apartment is the peanut butter.
It's just too good.
It's just too good.
You told Hillary, listen, I need this.
I told her, I was like, I will only eat it with spoons that I can then throw away afterward. And I'm going to eat it regularly and we'll figure it out. And she has no problem with it. Peanuts are not as bad for her. So
That's
whatever.
cashews.
We figured it out. But we love the coffee as well. It's
The
just so
coffee's
fucking good.
incredible every day. Oh, I just really, I dream about it. I think about it. I think I can't wait until I'm ready to drink coffee again.
Totally.
Yeah.
And if you dream about other things, if you dream about sex, guess what? If you get Brooklyn Roasting Company coffee, you're going to be having lots of it.
Lots more.
Lots of next day sex too.
The greatest aphrodisiac.
Lots of thanks for last night. That was really fun. And you hear footsteps. You then hear them stopping. And the stopping is them realizing you have Brooklyn Roasting Company. A slight pivot, slow footsteps back, door creaking open,
Zip.
undressing,
Mhm.
more sex.
That's right. That's her stopping, pivoting, and in her mind she's saying, wait a minute, is that Brooklyn Roasting? I thought I was done with sex for the day until I saw that.
Nope.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Round 2, here we go. Hue Tananga. Get yourself some Brooklyn Roasting Company coffee. We absolutely love it. Promo code OOPSBEANS at brooklynroasting.com. That'll get you 5% off your order and join their Coffee of the Month club.
Love it.
Okay. I have another thing I want to ask you about.
Sure.
I think I
sure.
want to ask you about. Actually, this is something I kind of want to tell you.
Okay.
Which I think this is something that I thought was really good.
Okay.
So I have been enjoying the enjoyment that I have given Sierra by proposing. I've really been enjoying that.
I understand.
I feel very responsible for joy on someone of someone else.
I understand that like if I've ever given a really good present,
Mm-hmm.
that's how much. I
Yeah,
can
and you
relate to it.
kind of want to keep fluffing it up, like yeah, you like that, don't you? You know?
you start talking about the details of
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
know that if you
Yeah, right, exactly. If you wear it with you can wear it with the collar up, and it's sort of like a different coat.
he was gonna put different ones in there, but we decided, based on the intel that I had done, that I just went with these. I just went with these, and
no
called
big
it-
deal. It's just I made a call. And
it was a shot in the dark, but it worked out. Right?
constantly seeking affirmation. So this was something that really made me laugh. I said, I said, you've been on the phone a lot, letting people know. Does that feel good? Knowing that, of course it does. It's just another way of me asking, like, are you happy?
Yeah.
And she said, well, so have you. And this conversation, we were at dinner, and it started getting like almost a little bickery. It was a little bickery, right?
Funny.
And because I like to bicker. I don't like to argue, but I think a bicker is something.
I'm with you on that. I like it too.
to pick.
It can be fun.
It's a little verbal tennis.
And quickly, like, it's forgotten about when it's over.
Yeah, you don't let it escalate past the bicker.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like that.
She gets
She
a little
doesn't
heated.
like it at all. She just doesn't see any purpose for it. And so she goes, and I swear to God,
So
she goes, before we were even into the third or fourth rally of this bicker, she goes, this is a stupid conversation. And instantly extinguished the bicker.
Oh, interesting.
She goes, this is a stupid conversation, and I will not entertain it.
Man,
right?
Solid.
And I remember thinking,
Ooh,
I
okay.
had a few more points I wanted to have there. and then we started laughing about it. And she goes, this is a stupid conversation. And I said, why? And she goes, well, listen, you like to bicker, but I realize that this conversation is going in circles, and it is not going to help the progress of our relationship. So I punted it.
Oh, that's really funny.
I punted it.
That's really
I punted it right off the table.
Is that like a sales term?
I don't know. I think it's like
Let's punt it. Let's punt it.
We're going to punt. We're not going to go for it on 4th and 10. We're not going to, run it up the gut or try to beat this one home.
That's funny.
It's over. I'm not entertaining this.
Dude, that's funny.
And I loved her for it in that moment.
That's solid.
I love that she knows herself well enough and knows us well enough to know, one, she does not want this conversation. This is not good for us. It's not good for her. And two, she knows where it's going, which is nowhere.
Right.
And-
Which is not necessarily bad.
No, it's
but
not.
It could become. You never
It's
know.
not. But she would rather stay in the positive
In the
glow,
bliss.
in the bliss. We can have negative conversations, tense conversations when there's a purpose,
Right.
when there's something we need to sort out, to figure out. We can live in that. But this was just a stupid. It stemmed from me saying, you've been having a lot of phone conversations letting people know. Does that feel good?
Right.
To which she was like, so have you. And then I was like, yes, but mine are this, and they're not, I don't know, not as many as you. And,
yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, there's no.
And then she was like,
Bickering, there is some danger associated with bickering too. It's even if
it's a slippery slope.
it can, yeah. But dude, so I can't believe we haven't fucking asked this question yet, dude.
Yeah.
When is the wedding going to be?
Well, it's funny because you're not the only person to ask me that. And when people have asked us that, both of us have immediately said, we have not even thought about it.
Yeah.
We're so
Like next year?
Well, I'm a little more aware of it, I think, than she is. Because there are some realities that we have to address. And one is we were so enchanted by my sister's wedding in Maine. And we definitely, I think that is the front runner, whether we've discussed it or not. I think we both subconsciously know that at this very early date, that is the front runner candidate for venue, wedding, all of that.
And that opens you up for flexibility, right? You don't have to compete for a week.
Well, it in some ways yes, but in other ways no.
Oh.
It does not open us up for flexibility in terms of timing.
Oh, because you can't do it in the fall.
Wedding Maine gets colder quicker.
So how soon, like when does snow start?
We would never entertain it, within a mile of the snow.
So, but okay, sorry,
It's
to get an
like
understanding.
September 11th weekend or sooner.
You get snow?
It's too cold.
Is it possible to get snow around then?
No,
Okay, so
No.
it's like 50s
But
by early.
it's cold.
Yeah.
You would not want to be wearing a dress and without a fleece
Right,
dancing.
Right.
And nobody wants to be wearing a fleece at a wedding.
It's a small window.
Yeah, because it's an outdoor wedding.
But you have every weekend available. But that's so interesting.
Right.
Give
So
and take.
it's the weekend after Labor Day or sooner.
Okay.
And that's within a year of now.
Yeah.
We're inside of a year, which means that if we want that, we kind of need to get moving on it.
Yeah.
And I think we are going to want that.
And have you how difficult is that going to be with the schedule of weddings that you might have coming up, or did most of those get knocked out of the way this year?
So we're lucky in that we have this model already of the wedding. We have this mold to use at our house.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We just did it.
It's amazing.
We have the wedding planner that we've used, who has already said to my mom, yeah, I would do it again, even though she's trying to like retire.
Oh, funny.
And she liked our family enough. She was like, I would do one more with you guys. We have the band.
Yeah.
We have the tent, the space,
Are
the
you-
caterer.
Is any of part of you worried that because you just went to the beta tester of your sister's wedding, the improvements that you make will be a knock on her wedding?
Oh God, no. No. And we would want to do a few things our own way,
Yeah.
a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reason that we liked the wedding so much was because we thought, my God, this is exactly what we would want ourselves.
Right.
And Maine is incredibly special to us. It's where we quarantined all of those months.
Oh man.
We
Remember
saw-
those times?
Yeah.
If you're really feeling frisky, go dig back into our Zoom
Our Zoom
episodes. Dude, Chris,
I'm surprised Chris is
Me too.
giving that answer because it was so much easier for you in terms of an editing
that's
perspective.
true.
I know, but it was just like not the same. I didn't get to
Chemistry
hang
wasn't the
out with
same.
my
Yeah.
boys, you know?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I feel like I burned so many of my best stories during the quarantine episodes. All my best, like, hilarious celebrity encounter stories, like, that are just so funny. I just burned them all during the quarantine episode. But yeah, what a crazy, it was so nice to have that.
We
during-
needed it. That
What a
sustained
night,
us.
dude. It gave us structure and
And a lot of
hope.
people listened through it.
Yeah.
And then we really appreciate everyone sticking with us
Yeah,
through
thank
what
you.
was undoubtedly a technologically inferior product. You'd have to say, wouldn't you?
Well said. Yeah.
I'm
very
sure
true.
the audio, the fact that you and I would have to wait till the other person had completely finished a thought, because it's a phone call.
Yeah. It's hard.
In order to step in and say another thing. And, I don't think it's as fun to watch two people who are not in the same room talk.
Totally, dude. We don't have to get off talking about getting nostalgic about quarantine.
But look,
Yeah.
all of this is to say that Maine is there. It's what we would probably want. And I did hit one of my other friends who got engaged a couple months ago.
Mhm.
And was like, hey, bud, you guys have a date
Let's coordinate.
for your wedding? And he was like, yes, April 23rd, set in stone. Which
Okay,
I
big
almost
guy.
took to be like, okay,
All right, pal.
that's not, fortunately, that's not what we were thinking. And I was like, oh, great. We're thinking late August, early September. And we were both like, hooray, congratulations.
Hilarious.
We're not cannibalizing each other. But, I think that's kind of the very early game plan, which could very easily become the game plan soon.
How far is your house from Acadia National Park?
Far.
Like 4 hours far?
Well, if you were to add Acadia to your main visit, you would need to take another day or two.
Yeah, no, I figured. That.
It's a 3 to 3.5. It's a 3-hour drive.
Okay. You like how I'm assuming I'm invited?
You're both invited.
Looks like we're going up to
Absolutely,
Maine,
I don't
brother.
know.
both you guys are top of the list. And I also know we are planning to have a smaller wedding.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, for if there's only a dozen people, like
No, we want to have a little bigger than what my sister did, and my sister went from like a 180 person wedding down to 50
Oh wow.
because they got legally married and had a child.
So
and
you want to have bigger?
We're having bigger than 50,
Yeah.
but we're gonna have under 100.
Okay, that's cool.
I think is my ideal number would be like, so I'd love it if we could get to 70. I think that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
80 is probably closer to
Solid.
what it's going to be.
Solid. And we're going to do a live stream, and you can pay $5.
You're invited. The wedding.
$3.
Yeah. So that's
Um,
kind of what we're thinking.
cool.
And, but doing it there, one, it's really special to us, but also we save a ton of money on venue, and, we know already what the cost is. And I think that's just a great way to do it. So,
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. Speaking of national parks, I'm about to hit my 100th national park registered site this weekend.
Holy shit.
There's like 400 something, like 419 or 420. I will hit number 99 and number 100 this upcoming weekend. Little side
Where
note.
are you going?
I'm going to be in Richmond for a fucking wedding. Surprise, surprise. But there's two right in Richmond that I'm going to go check out.
Wow. What are they?
One of them is this like old house. I think some historic house. I try not to read too much into it before I go because I want to like be surprised and learn. But I think it's significant, obviously, somehow to our nation's history. And then the other one is the site of a battle. I think a Civil War battle.
I gotta do a quick plug. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, playing. There's a comedy club down there. I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of it. That is at October 28th to the 30th. Tickets francisellis.com. That's all I have to say about that.
Love it. Well, dude, I guess that's a good. Sorry.
It's amazing to think that a house has national park certification. I didn't realize that.
So there's a few actually that do. And for example, like I went to the house John F. Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts. That's a national park registered site.
Okay. So how many actual national parks are there?
I think 65 or 66 now that they added the one in West Virginia. If you could confirm.
And how many of those have you been to?
I'd have to look specifically at the list, but probably 20.
Cool. Are
Yeah.
you hoping to hit all the national parks, or are you hoping to hit all 400 of the national parks and national park certified things?
So the national parks fall under obviously the umbrella of the national. I hope to hit all of them.
That's more important to you than seeing all these houses where,
No. So the houses are. I would like to do them all. So of course, if there's a park, I'm more excited for that typically.
Yeah.
And then some things just end up blowing you away, and other things are less impressive, but they all are really unique and really cool and have their own special thing. And
Did you say 63?
I said 65.
Oh, it's 63.
It's 63. Okay. So
Nice.
it must have previously been 62 because they added the one in West Virginia. But they're all, dude. Yeah. I gotta say almost every single time I'm impressed.
Nice.
There's been a couple where I'm like, but
Yeah.
pretty cool shit.
Nice. Cool. Well,
What do you say?
That wraps it up, man. That is the whole engagement story. You guys have been with us from the very kind of early stages of my relationship with Sierra. We're over 2 years into this podcast, right? Well over.
Not well over. So we're in there. We're in the third year, early third year.
Okay. Well, I had not been dating her a year when we started the podcast.
Crazy.
And to go from where, to be along for that whole ride. And
Dude, remember when you guys you talked about this on the podcast, but you had a conversation that made you confident that the relationship was going to work out when you were worried about your lifestyle as a comic, and you were like, is this going to be something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Remember all that stuff? So literally everything,
Yeah.
the whole arc of the relationship.
it's amazing. And we have such attentive and sort of discerning listeners that so many of you have read me like a book,
Right.
read between the lines, listened to very faint inferences or changes of tone. And you guys have really had me pegged and known that I think this was coming, and have just been, so many people wrote, finally.
Right.
From a listener's perspective, and that's very fun for me, and I'm touched by so many of you supporting us and respecting her and her privacy, and it was really fun to have her on the Tuesday episode, and we got to get the Hill Dog on soon.
We got to get the Hill Dog on.
Let's just say it does not require a proposal for us to introduce the Hill Dog to the whole Oops
We'd like
family.
To get her in here.
So
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Fun week of episodes, man. Good shit.
Take us out of here, Jude.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to plug some stuff. Come to my New York Comedy Festival show. The link is in my bio, in my link tree. It'll be at the top. It's going to be a Caveat as part of the New York Comedy Festival. Like I said, it's going to be a comedy show as well as screening some of my Rwanda stuff. And then we are zooming in Babu and Michael, who are kind of like the stars of that whole thing. And we're going to have a little discussion and Q&A. It's going to be a really fun, cool, unique event.
Cool.
So November 9th, 9:30, Caveat, New York Comedy Festival. Come check that out. And also Oops Live. We'll have a hard date on that too. That will be this year in New York.
We're thinking early December, but
Yes.
don't quote us on that. But that is what we're looking at. Those tickets will go fast.
Yeah.
So keep a head up for that. And thank you guys so much.
Oops the podcast.